Today's video was inspired by the story of a woman I heard. I heard the story of this florist who has unfortunately had to shut down her business following the pandemic because she did not have as much footfall as she did in the past. Now that the country is reopening, she cannot make rent and she's not able to open back up, which is really sad because that was primarily her source of income. Now, this particular tragedy followed a few months ago where she had a divorce, which was, quite a painful experience for her. But she lost a relationship that was really dear to her. And now, just months later, she's having to lose her income and her livelihood. If you've suffered some kind of loss and now you are ready to rebuild your life, I want to show you how. Whether you want to know how to rebuild your life after a breakup or simply to rebuild your life from nothing, this video is all about that. When I heard her story, my heart broke. It really broke for her. But then I also began to think about all of the other women who are in similar situations. Maybe not necessarily having lost their business or having had a divorce, but maybe you've suffered loss in one way or the other. Maybe it's the loss of a loved one. Maybe it's the loss of a career. Maybe it's the loss of your identity as a result of an illness, a diagnosis. Maybe it's the loss of a dream that you've always held onto, but right now it's non-existent. So I want to speak to you today, and I made this video specifically to you so that I can share with you some steps that I have learned, some steps that I share with my clients, some steps that I have used to rebuild my life again and to help them rebuild theirs. I want to share those steps with you in the hope that you can begin to rebuild your life from whatever loss it is that you have experienced. Here is the first step on how to rebuild your life. Don't be hard on yourself. No matter what has happened, no matter what the situation is, don't be hard on yourself. Whether the mistake was something you caused, whether it was something somebody else caused, or whether it's something that you feel like, you know what, I should have known better. I should have seen this coming. I should have been smarter, wiser, whatever it is. I don't want you to be hard on yourself at this period. Now, it's okay to analyze the situation. It's okay to learn from your mistakes so that you can be better tomorrow. But there's a difference between beating yourself up and positive self-analysis. Beating yourself up carries with it a negative element. It's you going over the details, and instead of critically evaluating it and looking at it from a positive perspective, or from a wholesome perspective, you are looking at it from a perspective that brings you down, a perspective that degrades you, a perspective that blames you from a negative stand. So that's the difference between critically evaluating it or beating yourself up. So yes, go over the situation and see what you can learn from it, how you can be better. But do not put yourself down. Do not take away from yourself as a result of the experience. We all make mistakes. We all go through life. And sometimes the things that we want to happen do not happen. And take, for example, the story I shared with you. It wasn't expected. It was a pandemic. What could you possibly have done to prevent it? So in that kind of situation is to just accept what has happened and find ways where you can make it better, but do not beat yourself up about it. The second step is to give yourself permission to grieve. Yes, it hurts. And do you know what the dictionary definition of to grieve means? It means intense, to feel intense sorrow. So if you are at that point right now where you are really feeling pain, you're feeling intense sorrow, allow yourself permission to actually feel that pain. Don't block it, don't numb it, don't try to escape from it, don't try to get distracted from it because you don't want to feel it. It's okay. Grieving is actually a healthy process. It helps you to appreciate what it was that you had. It helps you to feel that experience, and it gives you space to move on. When you don't grieve an experience, you only cover it up. But it's going to find another way to come out. It's going to find another way to exit. And that could be in the form of depression. anxiety, stress. It could be in the form of illness, or you could turn into the other negative devices like drugs, alcohol, because you're trying to numb, you're trying to escape, or you're trying to distract yourself. Maybe you get caught up in work. So give yourself permission to grieve. That's okay. Whether, like we said in the first step, whether it was your fault or not, it's okay to grieve what was. It's okay to grieve an experience. It's okay to acknowledge that maybe you didn't do the right things, that maybe you didn't take the right step. It's okay to acknowledge that maybe somebody hurt you, somebody took advantage of you, or maybe life has just been hard on you. That's okay. Just whatever you're doing at this point, give yourself permission to just grieve that experience. The third step on how to rebuild your life is this. Wait for it. Dare again. Yeah. Dare to do that thing again. Dare to love again if your heart was broken or somebody ended the relationship which you didn't see coming. Dare to start the business again if you had one business fold up. Dare to look for a new career. Dare to go for that promotion again. Whatever it is that you have lost, that loss is not the end of you. That loss does not define you. That loss is not the end of possibilities. It's not the end of a great life. So dare again. Whatever it is that you want to do, as long as it's something that you're happy with, something that brought you joy, something that you were passionate about, then go for it again. Don't give up, because this is not the end of you. This just happened. It's just a path on your walk in life. Dare again. The fourth step is to define your next step. So where we talked earlier about daring again, in this particular step, if you've decided to dare again and you want to start the business again, okay. So in this step, what is your next move? What do you need to do again? So that other one failed, the pandemic happened, whatever it is, but now you want to go again. What would you do? Would you contact a friend? Will you go to the bank to get a loan? Would you this time around try to raise funds in a different way? Whatever that step is that you need to take based on your dare, that's what you want to do right now. Make a note of it. What do you need to make that happen? And get started. The fifth step is to do it scared. Yeah, you heard me. Do it scared. You know what? When I feel that fear, whenever I want to do something big or something new, I get excited. Yes, I'm scared, but gosh, somewhere inside of me there's excitement because I know that I am stepping into a new territory. Granted, I may do it and I may fail. I may totally blow it. But you know what? I do it again. And I want to say the same thing to you, to say, do it scared. And you will be scared because you've just been through a disaster, or you've been through some kind of loss, or you've suffered pain. So to dare again and to make your next move and to actually start off on it, everything in your mind is going to tell you, are you crazy? You want to fail again? You want to be brokenhearted again? You want to lose again? Or your mind will be telling you, or maybe not even just your mind, maybe the people around you will be telling you, really? After everything you've been through, after all of the pain, you want to do that again? Yeah. So you are going to be scared. So be prepared for that. But don't worry about it. Again, as long as it's something you're passionate about, something you have a need to do, something you love to do, and you are so driven to do, then go for it. You're going to be scared, but fear always happens whenever we're stepping out of our comfort zone, whenever we're doing something bigger than us, something that we are not used to, something that is new. Fear will always show up. So when you feel that fear, I want you to tap yourself on the shoulder and say, you know what, girl? Yeah, I'm on the right path. Because your fear wouldn't show up when you're chilling and when you're in your comfort zone and when you are just keeping to the status quo. Fear wouldn't show up. That is a sign to say you're not really pushing the boundaries and you're not stretching yourself and you're not growing. So when you feel that fear, it's a sign that you are on the right path and that you are daring to grow. You're daring to demand more out of life and to use your skills. So go for it. Do it scared. One step at a time, but know that you can totally do this. And I've got one more for you. This is my bonus step. I call it the principle of 100 chances. That sounds really cool, right? Yeah, the principle of 100 chances. What that means is, with all the steps I outlined on how to rebuild your life, you want to give yourself 100 chances. That means if you fail the first time, give yourself another chance. You fail again, give yourself another chance. Until you get to 100 chances, don't give up. Don't stop. Just keep giving yourself chances over and over again. You know why? Because life is for the grabbing. You know, this life, if you want to make something out of it, you will have to be ready to be uncomfortable. You will be ready to fail your way through to succeed. So give yourself as many chances as you need. Don't give up after you fail 2 times or 3 times or 5 times and say, you know what, that's it. As long as it's something that is right there, it means it's something that is possible for you. And it means it's something that you can bring to life. So don't give up even if you fail. Just keep going, keep pursuing it. If one door is shut, find another way to get another door to be open. If something doesn't go right, go back to the drawing board. How can I do this differently? Who can I reach out to? Who can I contact? As long as you keep giving yourself opportunities, you will get what you want. Remember, a beautiful life is worth fighting for. I've got a free gift for you. You can download it from the description box below. I want to help you to continue to create a bold and successful life that you love. These are my steps to help you rebuild your life. I hope they have been helpful. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I want to hear from you. What are you taking away from today? Or what do you want to share with every other person who's going to come and watch this video? If you've not subscribed, go on and subscribe. I love to empower women and I love to support women to become all that is possible for us. For more information on how I can help you further, check out the information in the description box below to find out more about my one-to-one coaching, or go over to christianasenebo.com where you can get the full gist and special resources on how you can continue to rock your world. I will see you same time next week.